second largest city in the United States. You add the greater Los Angeles area, the greater metropolitan area, and add the San Fernando Valley, and who wouldn't? That number's up to 18 million. Los Angeles is so big that you can fit San Francisco, Boston, Minneapolis, Pittsburgh, St. Louis, Cleveland, and Manhattan within its city limits. The story you are about to see is true. The names have not been changed to protect the innocent. All you're beginning are the facts. Just the facts.
This is the city, Los Angeles, wacky and weird and wild. Sometimes it's pretty, sometimes it's a spoiled and entitled child. And it's unique and sometimes it's chic and sometimes a freak show too. This is the city, so check out the view. This is the city, Los Angeles, spread out diverse and wide. Sometimes it's pretty, sometimes it's a crazy and scary ride. A city that thinks, a city that winks, a city with things that's us. This is the city, no muss and no fuss. No muss, no fuss, it's that. Tear down buildings, they build new buildings, tear down more buildings, sad but true. We had the red cars, they killed the red cars, we got the red line, deja vu. What else is new? LA's a contradiction, ignores its history, forgets its past. LA's a glorious beast, but at least a few things that somehow last. LA, now and then. I'm a city where everything old is something new again. This is the city, Los Angeles, it's got a lot to share. Sometimes it's witty, sometimes it's a pain in the you-know-where. There's always just no ifs, ands, or buts, you never know what's in store. This is the city that you can't ignore.
LA, sometimes you are dazzling, sometimes you just sparkle, sometimes you just gleam. LA, sometimes you're confusing, sometimes an enigma, sometimes just a dream.
LA, there's nothing like you. Sometimes you're easy, sometimes you're tough, and sometimes you're cheesy. But when there's things can
Then,
Oh, what a day I had today.
I know, there was such a long line at the supermarket.
I got paid my history test.
I made the cheerleading squad.
typical LA family having dinner in 2016. Now.
I'm just a boy from Iowa, that pure and simple state. But out here in California, there's one thing that I hate. Straight out of LA, well they got me all confused. Where'd they get these crazy names that LA people use? Pico Rivera, I'm saying bird. LA cities have the darndest names you've ever heard. Tarzana, Topanga, Torrance, and Tahunga. None of these are likely to come tripping off the tongue. Redondo, Hermosa, beaches to Enjoyma. But won't somebody tell me what's a Pacoima? Say hello to my backup singers, Glendale and Glendora. Bellflower, Baltimore Park, my brain is feeling loose. I tried to drive my car but couldn't get out of Azusa. Alhambra, Artesia, I didn't get too far. I made it past Pomona but got trapped in Diamond Bar. Hidden Hills, Hawaii Garden, Sunland, and Sun Valley. Westlake Village, Newhall, Soul, Southern Valley. You can keep your rose beets, August, and Van Nuys. Whittier and Bloomington, I have to rub my eyes. Welcome to La La Land, so many names to learn. Malibu and Montebello, Mondale and Lomita, Pear Blossom, Palmdale, Rose Creek, Reseda. I am getting busy with these cities, I never passes. Lancaster, Inglewood, and then there's Calabasas.
I mean, really? Calabasas?
Straight out of LA, no way, these names are too intense. I'm heading back to Iowa where names make sense. Hello, Keokuk.
Moving to LA and I decided I'm in music. It's the place I need to be. Wait and see. I'm tired of playing
What's so good about the good old days? Things are so much better today.
Remember donut stands that were shaped like a donut. The cafe had a beauty and grace.
A giant hat, you were at the Brown Derby, all disappeared without a trace.
I would have eaten the hat.
What's so good about the good old days? There's nothing in the past we should be contemplating. What's so good about the good old days? Things are so much better today.
Remember dining out when the food was so terrific.
Steak and fries, sure to put on some weight. Nowadays, everybody's eating healthy. There's not enough to fill your plate.
I'm so hungry.
And what is kale exactly? Oh, what's so good about the good old days? There's nothing in the past we should be celebrating. What's so good about the good old days? Things are so much better today.
I love the LA Times, what a wonderful paper.
Every day they deliver me mine. Nowadays, if you're lucky, you can find one. You might as well just go online.
It's not the same.
Remember all those nights we were dancing at the disco. I was hot in my bell-bottom jeans, spangled shirt, and my hair out in an afro. No one knows today what fashion means.
You wore an afro?
Yeah. Oh, what's so good about the good old days? I know we seem to be in a rush. So what's so good about the good old days? Everything. That's what.
Back in 1906. Anybody remember 1906? Clarence Clifton Brown opened up shop in downtown Los Angeles. In 1929, he and his son moved the shop to Hollywood Boulevard, 1 block west of the new Grauman's Chinese Theater. And there the shop stayed until it finally closed in 1996. The day that Hollywood lost a little piece of its heart and soul. C.C. Brown. Where we go for a hot fudge sundae, always made for a perfect ending to the end of a perfect evening, and the world would be so much sweeter, and we thought it would always be there at the end of those perfect evenings. C.C. Brown. C.C. Brown. Just a scoop of vanilla ice cream with some whipped cream and roasted almonds, and that little ceramic pitcher with a hot fudge that you would pour on. It was simple and pure and perfect. It was art in a silver cup at C.C. Brown. Why can't things we love just last forever? Why do things we love just up and disappear? In an instant, part of history gone that we will never get to have again. It's lost to time, lost to time. Time moves on, things move on. C.C. Brown. 90 years worth of hot fudge sundaes. It was there through the good and bad times. It was there for those special moments. It was there like a friend you count on. Now it's just just something in our memories, just the stuff that our dreams were made of. C.C. Brown. C.C. Brown. C.C. Brown.
Back in the late 1950s, LA played home to a curious phenomenon known as the beatnik. Here is a beatnik. These days, LA has a new curious phenomenon known as the hipster. Here is a hipster.
There was a time when life was calmer, kids grew up slowly, and were bombarded with stuff every minute of the day. Yep, it was different. Laugh and be happy with Sheriff John. We were the lunch brigade, watching cartoons with Chucko the Clown. Memories we wouldn't trade. And then playing red light, green light with Engineerville. Drinking milk was just a game we played. Weekday heroes coming live into our living rooms. On on our black and white TV screens, always there. Weekday heroes, just like being with a friend you knew. They were loyal and real and true. They were there every day for you. Weekday heroes, and all the things we share. Skipper Frank, Tom Hatton and Popeye, we never missed a show. Robert Brourman with Miss Mary Ann, and it was simpler then, and kids were kids, and could ever be that way again. They're in our memories, that's where they live. So many years have passed. These days it's different, everything's changed, everything moves too fast. And it seems like kids don't get to be kids anymore. Seems like childhood's not designed to last. Weekday heroes, growing up with them throughout the years, couldn't wait for that moment when they'd appear. Weekday heroes, when you watch, you'd see a friendly face, and the world seemed a safer place. And we moved at a slower pace. Weekday heroes, weekday heroes, weekday heroes. And I wish they still were. LA's colorful, LA's diverse. Just one big melting pot, for better or for worse. Every color green breaks makes LA their residence. Anywhere you go, you see it's true. LA is a great big people stew. LA is a crazy place. LA is a zoo. LA's got culture class, ain't nothing you can do. Every type of ethnic got our share of attitude. Anywhere you go, you see it's true. LA is a great big people stew. Koreatown, Chi-town, I've got the fire. What's name? It's crazy all around. Anywhere you go, you see it's true. LA is a great big people stew. Little Ethiopia, little Tokyo too. Got so many lives here, don't know what to do. Every culture we embrace, so we get up in your face. Anywhere you
once was a building so beautiful, a building that so embodied everything the city was about, its hopes, its dreams, its future. A building that was the most astonishing example of streamlined modern architecture in history. A building that captured the hearts and minds and pride of Los Angeles. A building whose demise haunts my dreams. The year was 1935, and to the sound of Boy Scout bugles, this magnificent building was open to the public. Designed by Los Angeles architects Werdeman and Beckett, for the next 35 years it was the primary location for public indoor events. Located on Beverly Boulevard, with its classic facade, it was like nothing Los Angeles had ever seen. The Pan Pacific Auditorium. Over the years, it played home to car shows and home shows, to the ice capades and the Harlem Globetrotters. In 1936, Leopold Stokowski conducted there. In 1952, General Dwight D. Eisenhower spoke to an overflowing crowd of 10,000 people just 1 month before he was elected President of the United States. 5 years later, Elvis Presley sang there right before he was drafted into the Army. And 3 years after that, Richard Nixon spoke there. And it continued to be Los Angeles' primary indoor venue until 1971, when the much larger Los Angeles Convention Center opened. And then, within a year, as if it never existed, the Pan Pacific closed. The pride of Los Angeles sat there, empty, unloved, abandoned. Oh, there was talk about refurbishing it. They were going to turn it into an ice rink or a cultural center, but nothing happened. The land was owned by Eric Logan Cord, he of the Cord Automobiles, and he did nothing, and then he died. And his will got tied up in probate, and nothing happened. The building sat, decaying, rotting, an embarrassment that nobody wanted to deal with. Not the city, not the estate of Cord, not anyone. LACMA, the Los Angeles County Museum of Art, had thoughts about using the space. Others thought it would be a great location for a museum of contemporary art. But nothing happened. There were more ideas. Ideas were cheap. Nothing happened. In 1978, the Los Angeles Conservancy managed to get the Pan Pacific placed in the National Registry of Historic Buildings. Now there were people fighting to keep it standing. But by that time, it would cost over $6 million to get the building up to current codes and standards. And so it sat, empty, a home now to vandals and transients and anyone else that wanted to have their way with it. It was occasionally used for movie locations. Funny Lady shot there, as did Xanadu. Hopes were so high for Xanadu's success that there was once again optimism that someone would rescue and restore the Pan Pacific. But Xanadu was a massive failure. Optimism died, and the building sat there, empty, loved, abandoned. Nobody wanted to give back to the building that had been an icon to the city. Throughout the 1980s, things continued to deteriorate. In May of 1983, a fire damaged the north end. No one cared. No one wept. More years went by. People had more ideas, more plans, and nothing happened. And then, on the evening of May 24th, 1989, 6 days before the 56th anniversary of its original opening, the Pan Pacific suffered its final humiliation, destroyed by a fire that burned it to the ground. It was blamed on a homeless man who was arrested and later let go for lack of evidence. It's a park and a recreation center now. That's good for the neighborhood. The front of the rec center pays homage to the Pan Pacific. That's nice too. In 2011, Disneyland opened new gates to the California Adventure Park. Look familiar? I guess it's easy to pay homage now. Easy to look back and say, wow, look at how great that was. But that doesn't bring back the Pan Pacific. What is it about Los Angeles and its history? What is it about a city that doesn't embrace the very things that make it singular and classic in the first place before it's too late? Wouldn't it be great to go to Kittyland on Beverly Boulevard in La Cienega? Wouldn't it be nice to dine in a hat called the Brown Derby on Wilshire? Wouldn't it be great to spend an afternoon at Pacific Ocean Park? All gone, all neglected, all abandoned. But for me, always there. heart, in my mind, and in my dreams.
Shirt. You look so pretty in your new plaid skirt. California girls are tanning in the Hawthorne sun. Radio tuned to KHJ. Charlie Tuna saying, hey LA. Everybody's riding in their T-birds having fun, fun, fun. Nowhere to run. Got the Beach Boys playing while my saying I should turn the music down. Oh, but she don't know I love a surfer girl named Jackie O. Let's get around, round, round, we get around. There's Brian bragging about this car. Brother Connor playing surf guitar. Get enough, so I'll play it again. And I try to be true to my school, but I'm kind of feeling so uncool. Come on, help me, brother, I don't want the summer to end. Let's just pretend. Got the Beach Boys playing while my mom is saying that I just can't shoot girl. Oh, but she don't know I got a brand new friend named Jackie O, and I know she'll be my surfer girl. God only knows when I grow up to be a man. I see the girls out on the beach, and they all seem to be out of reach. Surfer boy. Everybody's trying to catch a wave, but I'm simply young for aftershave. Jackie always gone like a song on the radio. Oh, Jackie, no. I got the Beach Boys playing. I hear Jackie saying she just wants a guy that's right. Let me hear with just my 45. Let me hear with just my 45.
Hollywood deal. It hasn't always been the same. In days of old, one person ran the studio. There was no one to answer to. Today's studios are run by corporations and committees. It's a different deal entirely. Well, let's take Billy Wilder's classic film, Double Indemnity. Here's what the deal might have looked like when the film was made. Then.
Boss! Billy Wilder wants to adapt the James Cain story, Double Indemnity.
Hey, if Billy thinks it's a good idea, who am I to argue? He's made us a lot of dough. He's got a good track record.
He'd like Raymond Chandler to be his co-author.
Hey, if Billy wants Chandler, give him Chandler. Chandler's not chopped liver, just don't have any booze in the office.
He wants Fred McMurray to play the lead.
Hey, if Billy thinks McMurray can pull this off, who am I to argue? McMurray's a lightweight, but maybe Billy sees something there. Give him the green light. Tell him to go into pre-production as soon as he's done with the script.
How would that scene play out in today's Hollywood? Now.
Nice to see you. What do you got for us?
Get this, a reboot of Double Indemnity.
What's Double Indemnity? Is that one of those comic books, a graphic novel?
No, it's a Billy Wilder movie from the
40s, a classic.
Oh, we can't do the 40s. Nobody likes the 40s. Can we make it present day?
Of course, Double Indemnity in 2016. A guy who sells insurance falls for a sexy woman and they kill her husband for the money.
I don't know if kids today will know what insurance is. Tell us the story.
Well, you start at the end with the insurance guy dying, and he tells the story into his iPhone recorder. We flash back and get the whole tale. Then we go back to him and he dies.
Now, if you're going to start with a flashback, it has to be the insurance guy's backstory. What happened to him as a kid that made him want to sell insurance? What things did he fail at that he can now overcome? The audience needs a backstory. We need some action up front. You can pay off the backstory at the end.
Great, we can do that, absolutely.
So he meets the sexy woman by page 10?
Page 10 exactly.
Perfect.
The guy who sells insurance boss and our guy are very close and always joking.
Okay, so a little gay thing, but we don't push it, except maybe they kiss once.
Right, it's there, but we don't push it, except for maybe a kiss. But our guy has to fool his boss and has to be very careful about everything, all the planning and everything, once he and the sexy woman decide to go through with it.
End of first act, we'll put a pop song there to tell us what the characters are feeling.
Love that, great idea. Act 2, they plan and do the murder.
Is this after the sex scene? Because we need a really hot sex scene. Maybe in the shower.
Right, forget the gay thing. Maybe he's into S&M like 50 Shades of Grey.
Perfect! As long as you set it up in the backstory.
Absolutely! A hot shower S&M backstory. Got it! Now, the third act is them imploding, the boss figuring everything out. Then we're back in the office, and the boss comes in, and our guy dies in his arms!
In his arms, so the gay thing's back in?
Now, just a minute. We can't have a downer ending here. Audiences don't like it. I mean, we can shoot it. We'll shoot 3 alternate endings, too. We can put them on the Blu-ray. What we need here is a twist out of nowhere that nobody can see coming. Do we have a twist that nobody can see coming?
We can have a twist. Great idea.
Just make sure nobody can see it coming. Do we agree, guys?
You're right, a twist. Maybe on page 82. Maybe the twist is, get this! Maybe the twist is the insurance boss and the sexy woman are also having an affair, and it's really their plan all along, and our guy's the dude. Then he finds out, kills both of them, gets the insurance money from both of their debts, and then cut to our guy on the beach in Brazil. So not double indemnity, but triple indemnity.
Yes, the rule of 3.
And it's just different enough that we don't have to pay the remake rights.
We love it, it's perfect.
All good. The thing is, we're not really looking for a script like this. What we need is action and explosion and car chases, maybe a superhero, oh, and a teen girl for the tweens. You know, girl power.
We can do that, no problem. We'll just change the plot a little and work all that stuff in.
I love what you've come up with so far. Unfortunately, our development budget is depleted for this year, so we can't hire you to write it. But if you're like scribbling off 3 dozen pages, we'll be happy to read it. Door's always open to you.
Yes!
In Burbank, California, circa 1965, the monarch of a magical kingdom kept beautiful dreams alive. In a cynical, skeptical world, his banner was ever unfurled. At the corner of Dobie Drive and Mickey Avenue, there's a whimsy works where fairy tales and happy dreams come true. Inconceivables, impossibles were possible to do. At the whimsy works on Dobie Drive and Mickey Avenue, the man who ran the whimsy works was an extraordinary guy with magic in his eye. He'd make you think that you could fly. He'd wink his eye and you were in the sky. Though the man has gone, still lives on in all the dreams he grew at the whimsy works on Dobie Drive and Mickey Avenue. The man who ran the whimsy works, he made you want to reach so high, to seek above the sky. You gave your all, you always would, achieving what you thought you never The king of that magical kingdom had many magical schemes, and everyone called him crazy to risk his all on his dreams. Now animated features abound, and Disneylands thrive the world around.
For anyone who grew up in Los Angeles in the 1950s and 1960s, there was an incredibly popular television program on local Channel 5.
Oh, you mean the CW?
No, there were only 7 channels back then.
7 channels? How do people live? 7 channels. I killed myself. So primitive.
And it was primitive, yet people tuned in every week and never missed it. It was broadcast live from downtown Los Angeles. And on the commercial breaks, they would flash the number on the screen for anyone who wanted to go down and watch it live. And for any of you who lived in Los Angeles back then, I know you know that phone number by heart.
They do? What was it?
Richmond 95171. That's the number of the Olympic Auditorium. If you're looking for girls and stills, they're gonna give you some body slamming, eyeball jamming. Richmond 95171. Call right now and reserve your seats. It's gonna be a blast. If you're loving the lumps and bumps, you're an enthusiast. Knuckle bashing, forearm smashing, it's wrestling. See you pretty classy if you're weak willed. Stay home and watch classy wrestling. Okay, so it's not classy. If they're pulling hair and hitting or getting thrown right where you're sitting at, they always put on a good show and a good vibe. Every Wednesday night. Hey, Steph Calhoun, he weighs 400 pounds. Don't get in his way. Gorgeous George, it's going on lost. Tricky
ladies and gentlemen, this is Dick Wayne coming to you live from the Olympic Auditorium. We're going to have one heck of a match tonight. Everybody's favorite, Ricky Star, going up against one of the toughest and meanest wrestlers in history, Freddie Blassie, who is here with me now.
It's going to be a bloodbath. I'll break that wimpy pencil-neck geek into little pieces, and then I'll have to bring in a cleaning crew after I'm done with him.
I don't know. Ricky Star just might turn the tables on you.
Turn the tables on me? Who do you think you're talking to here? You're talking to the king. You're talking to Freddie Blassie. I don't have to sit here and listen to you mouth up, you pencil-neck geek.
Hey! Well, folks, with these two, anything can happen and will, so whoa, Nelly! Hold on to your chairs and bring up wild money ring tonight!
So, ladies and gentlemen, the next event, one fall, 20-minute time limit. From St. Louis, weighing 235, Freddie Blassie. And his opponent from Dodge City, Kansas, the wrestling sensation, weighing 190, Ricky Star.
Young man alive. All right, here we go. Come together for the pat down. Ricky's going to take this. Stand still, Rick. Hey. Oh, he's getting smart with the ref. Okay, all right. Ladies and gentlemen, we're on. Spin around.
Still, you pencil-neck geek.
Freddie came in and catch him. He's going to move on. He's going to move on again. Here's the third one. All right. Oh! That'll get him going. Got him in a headlock. And Ricky flies through his legs and back up. And he's on it. Oh, there you go. Grab it. Oh, I mean, we got. Hey! Ricky comes to the table and knocks him right on his line. He's giving a little ballet flop there. And there's something. There we go. In reverse. Back again. Oh, hey, come on now. That's up the hole. Ricky down. One, two, into reverse. Ready, one, two. Oh, they both broke out of that. There you go. Ricky's still spinning around like a whirly derby. Here we go. Oh, he's got the spin. 1 for 2. 1 for 3. Oh, that's hurt. And Ricky's spinning around. Oh, he's got after with the crowd now. That's a little dangerous. Hey, this is a family program. Stop that, Ricky. All right, here we go. There's a reverse headlock. A reverse headlock. Oh, for Ricky. Oh, Ricky looks a little dazed here. And he's going to take a nice big slap to the face. He's running back for more. Second knee to the gut. Third. Knee to the head now. Ricky's still standing. Well, go Nelly!
You can watch it live.
born too late, that this is not my time, that this is not my place. I hate the music, hate the clothes they wear, they just can't compare to the way it was in my favorite era. Don't you think it's sad when they clear away everything that's great? But what if I could find a time machine and go back in time to the time that was prime, to the wonderful time where I'm at the disco, I'm dancing and romancing at the disco, where the colored lights are turning, the fever's always working on Saturday night. Maybe everything's right at the disco, in the disco, where the lights is all the right to at the disco, where the beat is always thumping, the joint is always jumping, the air is alive. Come on, baby, let's ride down the disco highway. Here is disco music on the radio. You know you can't stop the music at the YMCA. It's a disco inferno, so shake your booty today. With my hands so big, it looks like I'm not good, baby, and I whisper bye. What can go wrong? I want disco, give me disco. I love disco, we got disco. Take the last dance for me. At the disco, 'cause that's where I wanna be. Yeah.
When I close my eyes, I see a magical place on the corner of Sunset and Vine. It's so long playing records in bright colored covers for $1.29. It's a place I would go, hear my favorite music, hour after hour after hour. Long before licorice pizza, the warehouse or Virgin or Tower. Bet you didn't know it was the first known vendor to wrap albums in a cellophane pack. You could flip through the records like index cards without dirtying them on the rack. There were dozens of aisles of wooden bins filled with albums I knew by heart. And I love that each album jacket was a fabulous work of art. Wallis, Music City, had so many treasures to find. Now it lives try it before you buy it. Wallach's Music City had so many treasures to find. Now it lives in an album of long lost memories spinning in my mind. Now I shop for music on my computer screen, on my iPhone, on my iPad, Barnes & Noble with headphones or scan websites to hear what's played. The excitement of touching those black vinyl platters has sadly begun to fade. The joy of placing a needle on the record and then watching the shiny platter spin. The sound of wonderful music would begin. Wallach's Music City had so many treasures to find. Now it lives in an album of long lost memories I hate to leave behind. It's Wallach's Music City, spinning, spinning, spinning in my mind.
Los Angeles, 1950. Then.
Herbie, why are you spying on the neighbors at 2 a.m.?
I think they're having a communist meeting.
I'm calling the FBI.
Los Angeles, 2016. Now.
Herbie, why are you spying on the neighbors at 2 a.m.?
I think they're running the sprinklers on an off day.
I'm calling DWP. Siri, call the DWP.
Calling WP.
Once upon a time there were movie theaters everywhere you go. They were easy to find. Every neighborhood had a movie theater, sometimes 3 or 4, sometimes even more. Some were huge, some were small, some were barely there at all. But there was music, there were curtains, there were shorts, cartoons, and newsreels, and a double feature. You could stay and see them over if you really wanted to. Yes, it's really true. Once upon a time. Mostly what we got now are multiplexes, many, many screens, one location for all. Movie going now, it's a different ballgame. Showmanship is dead. What we get instead, we get one screen fits all, whether large or whether small. But no more music, no more curtains. We get endless advertisements and no double feature. People sit there kind of watching, but they're kind of texting too. That's just what they do. But now once upon a time, once upon a time, there were moving palaces, thousands of seats with lobbies like the Taj Mahal. Yes, once upon a time, they were grand and glorious, with golden stairs that led up to a balcony. And you know there were lounges and bathrooms, so that you could get lost in them. Everything was first class deluxe, and there were ushers in uniforms, made it feel like $1 million. And right now, once upon a time is a long time gone now. It's just not the same. All that magic is gone. Palaces of dreams were reduced to rubble. All that was lost, and at such a cost. But some buildings remain. What exactly did we gain? We gained some
story then and now. A few find it, most don't. One lost angel still haunts the city's dark and mysterious nights. She came to Hollywood in 1947 to find her fame. And in a way, she did. Her name was Elizabeth Short. You might not know her by that name. You probably know her as the Black Dahlia.
Los Angeles, the girl with a dream, the setting, the city on fire. Bodies and dresses of velvet and lace, Max Factor makeup to do up my face. In LA, your money in the show, gotta look like you got lots to go.
car and the guy pretended he was my Uber driver, but then he locked the doors and demanded cash or drive me to Glendale.
That was my cousin. What an idiot. Did it work?
I told him I never carry cash.
Oh, of course not. Who does anymore? Cards for everything.
I told him he could strip search me. That scared him. He let me out.
You're a smart boy. So, we are going to the Sony lot in Culver City?
That's right.
You have an audition?
How'd you know?
Nobody dresses like that anymore. I figure you must be going in character.
Right again. But that's uncanny, but you must see everything.
A lot, that's for sure. Yes, crazy language, English. One word means plenty.
How do you mean?
I mean, lot. It means plenty, but the same word means a studio where you go to have an audition.
True that. It also means a group of things gathered together into one unit for sale.
You know that off the top of your head?
I googled it.
You're quick, I'm impressed.
I got time waiting for Ubers. No offense.
I love languages.
You gotta.
It's what I do for a living.
Wait, you're not an Uber driver? Oh, is this another situation like your cousin?
Funny. No, it's just that this is not what I do for a living.
Oh, what do you do?
I am a member of the Hollywood Foreign Press.
For the Golden Globes?
Yes.
Then why are you driving an Uber?
For a living.
But I thought everyone who voted for the Golden Globes was a journalist.
Oh, there are wine stewards, some are valet parkers. Oh, most are they're studying for their real estate license, but there are only 83 of us who vote.
Wow, what are the qualifications?
An accent. And a post office box where they send you the presents. Wow. Hey, you think everybody who votes for the Oscars sees all the movies? I see everything.
Oh, wow, that's dedication.
No, they give us dinner after.
So don't you just vote for the guy who gives you dinner?
They all give us dinner.
Oh, so during the voting period you're very well fed.
It's Christmas, nobody notices.
I'm gonna have to start writing for a foreign newspaper. Can you hook me up?
I give you a tip. Start a blog.
Really?
I didn't tell you this. Pretend you're offshore. Any place but the Cayman Islands. There are already too many people blogging from the Cayman Islands. There are not even that many movie theaters in the Cayman Islands. So right now there are 16 more bloggers than there are screens.
Where can I pretend I'm blogging from?
Not China. That's another tip. Blogging is not kosher in China. Try India. It's worked for a few guys I know, but you have to write about the Bollywood stuff and they know you're not for real.
So, tell me, did you vote for Leonardo?
What, are you kidding? He said 6 lines and had sex with a bear.
Wow, I missed that scene.
How could you miss it?
The one with 6 lines.
That is not acting. But, of course I voted for him.
Why?
We took selfies. He's such a nice guy. He told me Giselle has this hot spot under her left ear. Ooh.
Wow, too much information.
Why, are you gay?
What? No actor is gay. Well, not until he's famous.
Where I come from, no one is gay.
Oh, where do you come from?
North Carolina.
No one is gay in North Carolina.
Not anymore.
Wow, I've never seen traffic like this on La Cienega.
I know, it's actually moving.
So, when does the Hollywood Foreign Press meet?
Oh, whenever there's a free meal, so between January and December, not much. Hey, you want to run lines?
How do we do that? You're driving.
Oh, yeah, that's right, I forgot.
You forgot you're driving.
I drive actors to auditions all the time. 9 times out of 10, it's for a role that's less than 5 lines. I can handle running those with them. I have some acting experience.
Oh, what's that?
I'm acting like a journalist from the Cayman Islands. It's a great performance.
Ah, but you only have to do it for a month, once a year.
You're catching on.
So, tell me, how did Lady Gaga win a Golden Globe for that thing on FX?
Is that what she won for? I saw her name, I checked the box.
Selfies.
No, she loaned me her makeup people.
You sure she didn't win for writing that song for that rape movie?
No, she won for acting.
No shit.
Shit. Okay, what gate you go to?
The one off Culver Boulevard.
Not Auburn?
Nope.
Not even Overland?
No.
What are you auditioning for? Shark Tank? Oh, is it something I'd be voting for?
If it was, I'd have to take it at In-N-Out.
Oh, it's not, is it? Oh, come on, you can tell me. I used to be an extra.
It's a reenactment.
What?
A reenactment. It's for a show that reenacts great disasters.
That sounds interesting.
I play a busboy on the Hindenburg. I don't have any lines.
So, a busboy, you get to handle the food?
I suppose so.
I give you a basket, you fill it up when nobody's looking.
Why would I do that?
Between you and me, and this is the truth, Lady Gaga, what do you think she had on her first day of shooting?
What?
83 baskets.
You passed the gate!
Where?
It's time for a shindig with the Hullabaloo Dancers. They put together a number with all of your favorite dances from this amazing decade, the 1960s. Here they are, those swinging, rockin' Hullabaloo Dancers!
The year my grandparents met. It was some year. Kennedy told Russia to get their nuclear weapons out of Cuba. John Glenn was the first person to orbit the Earth. Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf opened on Broadway, and it was like nothing Broadway had ever seen before. Hollywood had one of the greatest years in movie history, and Marilyn Monroe overdosed on pills. And sports fans in Los Angeles, including my grandma and grandpa, are at the just-opened Dodger Stadium cheering on the Dodgers. Oh, my grandpa still talks about it like it was yesterday. How, by the mid-season, the Dodgers have a massive lead. How could they lose? How could they lose? The 1962 Dodgers, Don Drysdale, Maury Wills, gave their fans 1,000 thrills. The popcorn flies, the Coca-Cola spills. The 1962 Dodgers, Tommy Davis, Wally Moon, they were the talk of town in June. But come September, they would swing too soon. It was just within our reach, transistors on the beach. Vin Scully saying, what an afternoon. Sandy Koufax on the mound, and the crowd would make that sound when Sandy threw another big balloon. The 1962 Dodgers came so close to great acclaim, but they had just themselves to blame. Then someone said, so what? It's just a game. Jackie Robinson was gone, an era fading with the dawn. Campanella wouldn't play again. But then some new kid would come up and spit tobacco in a cup. The boys of summer turning into men. The 1962 Dodgers, the 1962 Dodgers, the heartbreak and the cheers, the hot dogs and the beers, the promise and glory. It would make a great story if they would only win. But to my chagrin, we blow it with bases loaded, and I take it on the chin. The 1962 Dodgers are a part of me. I don't know how, but they're a part of me now.
Snow is 60 miles away from here, and roasting chestnuts don't perfume the atmosphere. But I love Christmas in LA. Each sunny Christmas in Los Angeles. Old Barris Street, MacArthur Park, the and dressed up in their Merry Christmas masquerades, but no one's ringing sleigh bells from a sleigh. Old Jack Frost never knew LA. Courier and lines never drew LA. But every year when Christmas comes around, angels are caroling in Angel Town. Blue skies smile upon Los Angeles, and warm December breezes make her palm trees sway. The way they did in Bethlehem that blessed day. That's why I love Christmas in LA. Plastic snowman and spray can snow, artificial holly and mistletoe. But every year when Christmas comes around, it's warm, it's wonderful in Angel Town. Blue skies smile upon Los Angeles, and soft December breezes make her palm trees sway. The way they did in Bethlehem that blessed day. That's why I love Christmas in Los Angeles. Warm and wonderful Christmas in LA.
just staring at computers. They don't know what a yo-yo is. Remember, movie stars built the magazines with glamour. Men were men and the women goodbye. Now it's hard to tell one from the other. The gender is a friend of mine.
Give me your autograph.
Oh, what's so good about the good old days? Now we have sexy and super sizing. What can you name from the good old days that isn't so much better today? Remember telephone booths? There was one on every corner. A phone call cost only a dime. And when you went out, there was no one who could find you to interrupt your private time. But listen, change is normal and nothing stays.
The door to the past is shut.
So what's so good about the good old days? Everything. That's why. I absolutely adored Los Angeles. Actually, truth be told, most people in England were fascinated by all things LA. The film capital of the world, muscle men, the beaches, the mountains, endless days of golden sunshine, and everywhere you looked, sparkling pools and teeth. I'd had some piddly success as an actor in London. I was a member of the Royal Shakespeare Company for a time. But it was all so bleak. I was determined to bask in the California sun and shack up with a blonde surfer. So in 1964, there was a British invasion in America, and I rode in on that wave. I managed to procure some work in various films, but mostly as a dialogue coach, helping hopelessly handsome contract players from Kenosha speak with a semblance of a British accent. In 1967, New Year's Eve, several plainclothes policemen infiltrated a favorite night spot of mine, the Black Cat Tavern. They arrested several patrons, all friends of mine, for kissing to celebrate New Year's Eve. Can you imagine? Officers actually beat several patrons who had the audacity to protest. All in all, dozens of people were arrested, including 3 bartenders, for allowing it to happen. This was 2 years before the Stonewall riots in New York. This caused a civil demonstration in which I did participate. Over 200 of us were met by squadrons, battalions of armed police officers from the LAPD, which had an 80-year reputation as the nation's most homophobic police force. Well, that's the way it was back then, I'm afraid.
Secret meetings, stolen glances, hidden meanings, sending signals, taking chances, being careful, that's the way, being stealthy, being furtive, being gay.
My favorite place to boy shop was a greasy spoon, Hollywood and Las Palmas called the Gold Cup. If you sat down and ate there, as opposed to picking up takeout, you were amenable to boy meets boy rendezvous. Eventually, I tried everything on the menu. I'm not referring to the food stuff. One day, this beautiful young man was there. He was gorgeous. Blonde hair, cut in that surfer boy bowl cut. Piercing blue eyes that seemed to see right through me, and no tan yet. But here was my shackmate come true. And he kept staring at me. So I walked over to his table. And there he was recently, fresh off the bus from some landlocked, corn-fed state. He was a beach boy at heart. Michael, had many skills. Among them, oddly enough, carpentry, so in between his rare acting jobs, he would carpent. Eventually, I bought a bungalow in West Hollywood. It was 2 stories, and the second floor was a separate apartment. I said that I needed a tenant to make ends meet and wondered if he would be interested. He was, sort of. He didn't want me to get the wrong idea. Too late. He said, "You're too old for me." In went the arrow. He continued his assault. "You're old enough to be my father. 2 more arrows." I explained to him that I was only 14 years his senior. "Really?" he queried. "That's all?" "A cannonball!" Seeing that I was emotionally obliterated by his insensitive verbal attack, he smiled and said, "Maybe the English accent makes you seem older." I quipped my standard rebut, "I'm not English. I'm just terribly affected." And with him standing there, dumbfounded and adorable, I kissed him so hard we fell into tomorrow. I then cunningly suggested that we cut a hole in between our floors, and I challenged him to design and construct a magnificent circular staircase. Puzzled, he countered, "But there's a perfectly good exterior staircase. Why do we need another?" Moving from the practical to the romantic, I intimated, "In case you need a cup of sugar in the middle of the night." He didn't get it. Then he did. He paused, and then he said the most magnificent, heartfelt, earth-shaking word, "Okay." And that was the closest thing to a proposal that would ever fly with Michael, and his "okay" was the closest thing to an "I do" that I would ever hear. I started a theater company in a church. Church theater is all the same, wouldn't you say? We were all the rage. I acted, Michael directed, and we did daring new plays with biting social commentary by wonderful new playwrights. Many of our plays explored this notion that being gay might actually be okay. Michael and I joined the Metropolitan Community Church, and we gleefully participated in the first Gay Liberation Day parade in West Hollywood. Slowly, things were changing.
Stop the hatred, stop the hiding. No pretending, no illusion, no confiding. Make a city, that's the way. Being out there, being happy, being gay.
December 1984. It was unseasonably cold in LA, and Michael had never been a big believer in sending Christmas cards. It was so much effort for such a brief, enigmatic greeting. So instead of mailing, he started dialing, phoning friends to catch up. It was wonderful. It took 4 weeks, actually, but he eventually reconnected with loads of people, and it seemed oddly important to him. February 1985, an early spring, outside. Michael didn't want anyone to see him when he was sick. He wanted them to remember him as vibrant and healthy and glowing. So he spent the last 3 months planning a memorial to beat all memorials. There is God in the details, he would say, and he micromanaged every single thing. The menu, the music, a string quartet with harpist, the songs, and a guest book with 132 different colored pens, so that every person could say hello in their own color and keep the pen. And then at exactly 3 o'clock, when the sun was at its lazy, hazy, goldenest, each person would let fly a white helium-filled balloon with a white satin ribbon, and we would collectively, effectively release you. I'm married now. I never imagined I could be married to a man in something other than a dream. We still live in that West Hollywood bungalow with a circular staircase. Gay Liberation Day parades are simply and positively gay pride parades. And West Hollywood is a wonderful, clean, safe, and welcoming place. How I would have loved to have been married to Michael, my soft-spoken, sexy surfer. I guess in a way, we were.
Good show.